Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The bold and the beautiful spoilers and updates reveal Scott Clifton, Liam Spencer, a three-time Daytime Emmy award-winning actor since July 19, 2010, hadn't had a significant storyline for a while. However, viewers likely did not anticipate his return to a central plot, involving Liam discovering he has an inoperable brain tumor, which is likely fatal. After learning about his diagnosis, Liam is shocked. Soap Opera Digest spoke with Clifton to get the details on this surprising plot twist. A few months back, Clifton had an open and honest talk with his boss, Bradley Bell, who said Liam would be included in the upcoming storyline but not as the main focus. Clifton appreciated this, understanding that Bell might think it was time for Liam's usual role in the long-standing triangle to take a break. Clifton expressed his concern about this situation, admitting he had worried for the past 10 years about its sustainability. Liam has been waffling between Hope Logan, Annika Noel, and Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline Missins Wood. Scott continued talking about waffling. Liam, this guy, keeps switching between two women, not learning anything and becoming increasingly unlikable to the point where you can't even say he meant well. Eventually, you can't even defend the character anymore. I understood Brad's perspective after that talk. I didn't work much for a while. Then, unexpectedly, I received a script. Before I even read it, someone from the show told me, "You should check out this next episode," which featured a major confrontation with Don Diamond, Bill Spencer. I was surprised by it. I went to work, thankful for those scenes, and noticed that Liam ends up with some kind of head injury at the end. A few days later, I received a call from Brad asking me to visit his office. During our meeting, Bell shared the brain tumor. I said, "I'm very excited to tell this story because I've never had such an important responsibility before. I'm thankful to Brad for believing in me to handle this." The story is about to get intense now that Steffy has delivered the bad news to Liam. Clifton mentions, "We go through a boot camp-style week of the stages of grief." Liam goes through various emotions in a few scenes. At first, he is in denial about his serious diagnosis, while Steffy and Finn try to help him understand. He struggles to grasp the reality, which was enjoyable for me to portray. As he begins to accept the truth, he shows some sharpness, hinting at his frustration. It was exciting to explore these different coping mechanisms in a short time. Ultimately, he does come to terms with it, and his reaction sets the tone for the rest of the story. Clifton mentions that even after Liam understands the seriousness of his illness, he still hopes for a miracle. The actor reflects, Liam is caught between two ways to use his limited energy, as the tumor makes him tired and weak, complicating his ability to do things. He has to prioritize his focus, yet there are times when Liam asks, "What do the new scans show?" Finn becomes a great friend to Liam, which is nice considering their past. Liam often consults him, asking, "Do we have any updates? Is there any chance?" He frequently checks, wondering if there's any hope. But he knows he can't rely solely on that. The other part of him thinks, "I need to prepare for the worst." The practical approach. The actor knows that B&B fans are wondering if this is really the end for Liam, or if he might be saved like Eric Forrester, John McCook, was at Christmas 2023. However, Clifton has chosen not to focus on the possible outcomes of the story. He shares, "In acting classes, there's a saying, don't focus on the end of the scene." I believe this applies to real life too. I'm trying to take things one step at a time and not overthink it. To the fans, I want to say, we're on this journey together. I'm with you. I don't know exactly where it's headed. I'm just a few weeks ahead in filming. I also want fans to understand that this story is being crafted with great care, thoughtfulness, and love from everyone involved. We truly care about getting it right. In a rare and exclusive interview, the bold and the beautiful's Scott Clifton, who has captivated fans with his portrayal of Liam Spencer for over a decade, opens up about his character's tumultuous journey. Known for his honesty and depth, Scott reflects on the dramatic twists and turns Liam has gone through, including the shocking brain tumor twist that has sent fans reeling. But in true Clifton fashion, he doesn't just stay within the bounds of his character. He also sheds light on his personal experiences, the future of the show, and what it means to play such a beloved role. Liam's fate, a life on the edge. When asked about Liam's fate in the current storyline, Scott Clifton admits there's been a shift in how he views the character. Liam's been through a lot over the years: heartbreak, betrayal, family drama. But this is a different level, he says, leaning back thoughtfully. It's not just about love triangles anymore. It's life and death, it's real. And honestly, it's terrifying. The brain tumor twist, which was first hinted at in late 2024, has caused an uproar among fans. Liam, who has been struggling with intense headaches and periods of confusion, recently learned from doctors that a tumor is pressing against his brain, possibly affecting his judgment and decision-making. As expected, Scott's portrayal of Liam as he processes the news has been nothing short of heartbreaking. It's one of those moments where you have to really tap into the fear of the unknown, Clifton continues. Liam's always been the kind of guy who's optimistic, always trying to do the right thing. But suddenly, this shadow is cast over everything he's ever known. He has to face his own mortality in a way he never has before. Scott adds that the complexity of the storyline is something that truly resonated with him. As an actor, it's hard not to get affected by this kind of material. It's deep. It forces you to look at life and death in a real, visceral way. But at the same time, it makes you appreciate every single moment more. And I think that's what Liam is going to have to do: really take stock of his life and everything he stands to lose. Fans of The Bold and the Beautiful are also wondering what this means for Liam's relationships. The emotional strain of Liam's diagnosis is already putting pressure on his marriage to Steffi, and the once unbreakable bond between Liam and Hope is now tangled in the complexity of their personal struggles. Scott, however, doesn't give away any spoilers. What I can say is that Liam's world is about to be shaken even more than it already has been, he teases with a wry smile. Liam and Steffi, a love tested. When asked about Liam's relationship with Steffi, Scott reflects on how pivotal their love story has been to both the character and the audience. Liam and Steffi have been through so much together: ups, downs, obstacles, and yet, there's always been something between them that can't be denied. But when something like a brain tumor is introduced, it forces you to look at those relationships in a completely different light. In the upcoming episodes, fans will see Steffi struggle to balance her role as a mother to their children with the reality of Liam's potentially fatal condition. Steffi's already dealing with the loss of her family's happiness, and now she's forced to confront the very real possibility that Liam may not survive. For Steffi, the question becomes not just about her marriage, but about what comes next. I think Steffi is going to go through every stage of grief with Liam, Scott reflects. It's not going to be easy for her. They've had such an intense love story. She's been there for him through so much, and now this. It's going to test the very fabric of their relationship. Scott goes on to explain how the chemistry between Liam and Steffi has always been one of the defining aspects of their partnership. It's a relationship that's constantly evolving. They're both so passionate, so driven by their love for each other and their family. But sometimes the hardest decisions are the ones that tear you apart. I think Liam's fate is going to push them to the brink. How they come out of this will be key to their future. For Scott, the emotional complexity of the situation makes it one of the most challenging and rewarding storylines he's ever worked on. This is Liam at his most vulnerable. I think we've seen him deal with grief, betrayal, and anger before. But this is different. He's dealing with the unknown, with the very real possibility that his life could be cut short, and that shifts everything. It forces you to reckon with who you are, what you want, and who you love. Hope and Liam. A love rekindled or a new beginning? As if his relationship with Steffi isn't complicated enough, Liam's connection to Hope Logan is also being tested. With the lingering tension between them, amplified by Hope's guilt over Thomas, Liam's condition might just be the thing that finally brings them back together, or tears them apart for good. Scott is careful not to give away too much. However, he does admit that Liam's feelings for Hope remain a crucial part of his emotional landscape. Liam has always had a deep love for Hope. That love was always his anchor, his center. So when he's confronted with his mortality, I think it's natural for him to think about his past, and Hope has been a huge part of that. The speculation about a possible reunion between Hope and Liam has sparked heated debate among fans. Some believe that Liam's tragic fate could pull him back into Hope's arms, while others fear that it's too late for them to ever reconcile. According to Scott, the answer lies in the unresolved emotions between them. I think the tumor twist is going to shine a light on all of the things Liam has left unsaid, Scott notes. His relationship with Hope was always messy, full of complications, but there was genuine love there. If you think about it, Liam's been torn between Steffi and Hope for years. But now this health scare forces him to focus on what really matters. Scott acknowledges that this health crisis could cause Liam to question what he really wants out of life. Liam's always been about doing what's right, helping others, and being there for those he loves. But when your time could be running out, you're forced to confront everything, your regrets, your mistakes, and the people who matter most. The brain tumor twist, a bold move for the show. The decision to introduce the brain tumor storyline has been met with mixed emotions by fans. Some are thrilled by the intensity of the new drama, while others are heartbroken by the prospect of losing such a key character. For Scott, though, the twist is an opportunity to challenge himself as an actor. This is a storyline that pushes Liam to his absolute limits. He's always been a character defined by his emotions, his love for Steffi, his devotion to Hope, his desire to do the right thing. But now he's facing something much bigger than anything he's ever faced before. He's grappling with his own mortality, and that's something we all have to face at some point in our lives, Scott admits. The brain tumor also adds a new layer to Liam's struggle for control. For a character who has often been caught in situations outside of his control, this is the ultimate test. I think it makes him realize how fragile life really is, Scott explains. And it forces him to look at the people around him and wonder how they'll cope if he's not there. As the storyline continues to unfold, Scott assures fans that the stakes are high, and that Liam's fate is something that will have repercussions far beyond the current episodes. This isn't just a storyline about Liam's illness. It's about everyone around him and how they handle the knowledge that time is running out. A final goodbye or a new beginning. So what does the future hold for Liam Spencer? Will he survive this life-threatening condition, or will the bold and the beautiful leave fans mourning the loss of one of its most iconic characters? Scott remains tight-lipped, only hinting at a future that will have fans on the edge of their seats. What I can promise you is that Liam's journey isn't over. Whether it's a final goodbye or a new beginning, we're going to see a transformation, an evolution. And it's going to be something that shakes everyone to the core. As the brain tumor storyline intensifies, one thing is clear. The bold and the beautiful is diving into uncharted territory. And for Scott Clifton, that means bringing new depths to a character that fans have loved for over a decade. Whether Liam survives this ordeal or not, his impact on the world of the bold and the beautiful is undeniable. The future is uncertain for Liam Spencer, but one thing is for sure. His journey is far from over. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Boldy and BAUTFULUPDAT YouTube channel for more update news.